I think the trickiest thing for most parents and educators is to disentangle so-called healthy eating or disciplined exercise from disordered behaviors and symptoms of eating disorders. And I think this is where a lot of kids are really suffering and no one's noticing. And in fact, people are praising them and encouraging these behaviors. Now, a kid who says, I want to eat healthier, that doesn't have to be like a time to hit the panic button, but it is a time to ask questions and pay a lot of attention to their answers and how they're behaving. Because kids who are cutting things out of their diet for without a medical reason, this wouldn't include like someone with a celiac diagnosis removing gluten. That's obviously really important, but kids cutting things out of their diet, or kids really ramping up their exercise routine, even if it's in the service of a sport that they're getting really good at and they're really competitive. Because I think what parents and educators and even some medical providers forget is that just getting into energy deficit, just under eating and over exercising can catalyze an eating disorder. So
Hmm.
being aware of the physiological kind of risk factors for eating disorders, because I think if you learn about eating disorders from the media, from movies, from tabloid articles about celebrities, we hear almost exclusively about trauma, body image for, let's say, a model or an actress, um, or a ballet dancer. And obviously,
Mhm.
those groups of people can absolutely suffer from eating disorders, but we're given this very narrow picture of kind of who's at risk and what the triggers might be. So I think just paying attention to changes your kid is making and knowing that, mood changes in adolescence are expected, but to also listen to your gut. If your child, if the sparkle goes out of their eyes, if their humor goes away, something seems off. I think really listen to that and don't just chalk it up to, oh, they're just being a moody teen. They want to be alone. Oh, yeah, they don't want to eat dinner with the family. That's normal. It might be normal for some kids, but I think we want to check in and pay attention to that.